Okay, welcome to another $30 value vintage tournament here. Today we're playing Pyrogoyf Oath. Oath of Druids has become an extremely expensive card in the format, and as a reminder, you only get $3 or less on Moxfield to build your deck, which is part of why we only have 5 cards in the sideboard. Look at the prices in a second, because even more so than some of my other videos, the prices in today's deck are extremely important. Explains a lot of the choices here, but just to go over quickly what we're doing here, the goal is to take Oath of Druids, and we are aiming to Oath into, first and foremost, Pyrogoyf. Now, this is a vintage power level effect. Pyrogoyf Oath is a legitimate, expensive, normal Black Lotus vintage combo that is played from time to time. Now, Atraxa is the, stronger way of going about this, but the advantage of Pyrogoyf is that you can just play Pyrogoyf. Getting 4 mana in Vintage is extremely easy. Vintage decks play all sorts of different card types, so getting a big Pyrogoyf is fine. And 2 Pyrogoyfs usually wins the game. So the first Pyrogoyf comes into play and it gets its trigger. The second Pyrogoyf comes in off of Oath and it gets 2 triggers. Plus you milled all of these cards, so your graveyard's huge, so Pyrogoyf is huge. So those 3 triggers, the original Pyrogoyf, the second 2 triggers from the Pyrogoyf, and then if you need to, you can swing. But the 3 triggers from Pyrogoyf, is usually going to get the job done here, in combination with a couple other, the burn spells here. So that's the idea. We're stealing this from a expensive vintage. Now, the problem here is that Oath of Druids is extremely expensive. Let's just get to that now, because that kind of explains what we're doing. And then the other card we can Oath into is Dreadhorde Arcanist. We'll get to that in a second as well. So here's the deck. It was just under $30, and I was tweaking it at the last second here before the tournament to make sure it is under, and just got it there. And the big thing to point out here is that Oath of Druids is $478. That's expensive. That means 3 of these is, just under half of our budget, which is a lot. And with just almost impossible to play a full 4 Oath of Druids deck in value vintage these days, because you only get $30 here. I do have a couple other 4 Oath of Druids decks on my channel, and they've been really fun, stuff like Jund, and they've done really well too. I've done quite well at some of these tournaments with Oath of Druids, but because of the cost rise, mostly because of pre-modern, that's why the Oath is going up, because pre-modern is getting popular. We're going to have to try building a decks with 2 or 3 Oaths and playing them as a role player. So what we got here is a burn deck with mostly extremely cheap cards and Oath of Druids. The other expensive card is Pyrogoyf. Pyrogoyf's like $1, which is why we are playing only 3, and we're supplementing that with kind of like a separate plan here, which I'll talk about on the other screen. But again, this is why we only have 5 sideboard slots, because we don't have any money. And there's not a lot of extra fluff here of room to, change things. So that's the explanation there. So in order to supplement this Oath of Druids Pyrogoyf combo, we also have a Tarmogoyf Nest. So if you have a Pyrogoyf in play from either Oath or just casting a Pyrogoyf, you can make a Tarmogoyf token with Tarmogoyf's Nest. This doesn't, it's not a creature, so you don't have to worry about it for Oath purposes. And that still gets the trigger off of Pyrogoyf. That Tarmogoyf comes into play, and the trigger is off of any other Goyf. So you can just make Tarmogoyfs and trigger the Pyrogoyf. We're gonna, take a look how this one does today. I think 2 Tarmogoyf Nests might be pretty good. Another way of consistently, pooping out damage and, being a consistent threat there. So I think 2 Tarmogoyf Nests might be reasonable, but it is kind of expensive. You got to pay 3 for it, then tap 2. We have no mana acceleration. And as you probably know watching this video, value vintage is kind of a very fast format. You got opponents making, rhinos on turn 2, trying to combo out Nadu turn 2 or 3. We don't have a lot of time just to sit around making Tarmogoyfs usually. But it is a powerful effect here. We also have a couple of ways of getting Crashing Footfalls into play by cheating it out. So one, you can just suspend it, and then you will get your rhinos. Two, we can use Electrodominance to play it for free. So Electrodominance, you only have to put red into this. You don't even have to pay the X. But the X is nice on our deck because, like, turn 6 or 7, if we're just trying to win, we can just play it as a big fireball. But even just for 2 or more, with the ability here for Electrodominance, you can cast the Crashing Footfalls from your hand for free, which is pretty great. You can also, if Crashing Footfalls gets into our graveyard, either by Electrodominancing it, or again, this is part of why the Dreadhordes are in this deck. If we have Oath of Druids in play and we trigger Oath, let's say we get a Dreadhorde Arcanist into play, if we milled over a Crashing Footfalls as part of the Oath of Druids trigger, then we get to cast it with our Dreadhorde Arcanist, which is pretty sweet. So that's why that's chosen as the second creature along with Pyrogoyf. The Dreadhorde Arcanist can also cast the Crashing Footfalls if we discard it. So if you go play Ranger's Firebrand, go to level 1 for the ring, swing with the Arcanist, replay Firebrand, go to level 2. The next time Arcanist swings, it can draw and discard a card. That's level 2 of the ring. The ring temp she was level 1, can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Level 2 is loot. Level 3 is destroy a creature that blocks it, and level 4 is deal 3 damage. But we only care, level 4 is nice, but getting to level 2 is what we care about in order to pitch Footfalls and then replay it with our Arcanist. Also, obviously, we're a burn deck, so going like Bolt, swing with Arcanist, recast Bolt is quite strong, obviously. I think that covers most of the cards here. We also have like a lot of burn spells. Some of them are kind of techy in order to grow Pyrogoyf. So Pyrogoyf gets bigger based on the number of, card types in all graveyards. So like Tarfire is Kindred. Tarmogoyf Nest is actually a great one because it's Kindred and Enchantment. Pyrite Spellbomb, Artifact. And then we have plenty of instants and sorcery versions of Lightning Bolt here. This is just Lightning Bolt, but it's like the Final Fantasy version of Lightning Bolt. Mana base is pretty standard. We got 4 Copperline Gorges because we ran out of mana, basically just basics after that. Mana. We ran out of dollars. And then 1 Raging Ravine. There's a bit of like damage push there. And again, because we have no money, I went with a sideboard of 3 Volcanic Fallout for some of the like weenie creature decks, and there's quite a few of them that are quite good right now. Humans, the Hogak decks. There are others. Quite a few Kindred decks that are fairly strong that Volcanic Fallout's good against. And I was able to squeeze in 2 Smash Smithereens as anti-graveyard hate, anti-affinity kind of tech. That's about it. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, the cost around Oath is a huge limiting factor for the deck, but the card is also extremely powerful. So I think it's worth experimenting around. If you've got ideas for the deck, let me know down below. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and then at some point throw me a comment for the engagement algorithm stuff on, what you think of the deck, and then I'll see you in round 1 here. Okay, here we go. I think we can keep that, yeah. Give it a try at least. Opponents on Luris there. Plains. Okay. Let's get the Raging Ravine down. Valley is Lieutenant, sure. Yeah. I think we need to slow the damage a bit, don't we? Let's Tarfire this one. Sacking it to give it protection. And I think we just chain lightning them. Okay. I'm going to draw like an Oath or a Crashing Footfalls. Those will be some of our better draws here. Well, yeah, that's a good one against us. I think we'll take out the Thalia. That's annoying. And I think we hit the creature too. Ooh, okay. They got us. Okay, it's bad. Yeah. Now, okay, no Oath and no whatever it's called is bad news for us. I think we kill this one. Done. What's their last card in hand? Okay. Still looking for Crashing Footfalls and Oath. They can get Laris now. The heck is this? Oh, interesting. That's a problem. That's not gonna do it. I think we're just dead. They can swing for 7 next turn. That's an instant, though. Yeah, we just have to pass. Actually, I think our only out was drawing the Crashing Footfall, so maybe I should have just killed the token. Six, so we have to kill this guy. We're still dead because it doesn't matter, but no. Yeah, we can deal 6 and then we die. Okay, game 2. Let's try that again. We'll bring in the Volcanic Fallouts. Take out Skewer the Critics, maybe. And the Tarfires, I guess. Alright, one of the Spellbombs. Yeah, let's give that a whirl. Keep. Green. We got our Rhino suspended, and we pass. Yep. Play Arcanist. Sure. Um, let's see. I think we can wait a turn and then just use the Fallout on their turn. Hopefully they play a creature pre Benevolent Bodyguard. Each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has ward. Okay. Play Volcanic Fallout. Okay. Mountain. So we'll Chain Lightning them. Attack. Yep. Chain Lightning them. Okay. Kithian, sure. Monarch Aspirant, sure. Do we want to just Electro here to get our damage in? They could have like a Swords or a Path. I don't think that changes anything though. Yeah, I think we just wait. Yep. Cast. Draw. Play this. Swing. Yes. Cast. We got our rhinos. Uh, Let's just blow this up for now, just to be safe. We can save the other one. Okay. So, do we want to change anything up? Think no. I think that's okay. We'll just run it back. You would do anything differently in the sideboarding? I'd be curious to hear. So a lot of cards that we can draw that are good. I think we keep it on the back of the Fallout and like the good mana. But it's certainly risky. We have to draw into something. I don't know if I have to mulligan aggressively with this deck yet. Like maybe I do. Scourge. Chain lightning them. We only have 3 Oath, and I guess we've got the combo. Delius Lieutenant, sure. Yeah. That's a good one. Oh, I should play the other color. I don't need the green. Alright, let's see what they got here. F6. Okay. Yes. Top card. Not what we wanted to see. Right. So I think we just have to pass. Ooh, that's a problem. Yep. So we have to play our Fallout here. That's an issue. Yes. 22 cards revealed. Draw. Each other human you control has Ward 1. Let's get rid of this guy. Does this let me play this at... Does this get around? I don't actually know if the Electrodominance combo gets around timing. I think it does. I'm going to bank on it getting around the timing. I don't know for sure if it does. Yep. Oh, it's only one? Crap. Yeah, we just gotta ping them, I guess. Cast that playing its mana cost. That can get unblockable, sort of. Protection from green. Okay. So we have to jump here. That's a problem for us. Because we can't actually win. So we can deal 11 damage. If this was a burn spell, 14 would have been enough. Yeah, forcing the block there was an issue for us. I think we're dead. Probably. I don't see us getting out of this one. We need the Pyrogoyf. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. 6. That's not going to be enough, is it? Do we have to point that at... Yeah. I think we have to point that at a creature and then just start chump blocking. Or try to chump block. Now we're at 2. If we don't draw a burns... Ugh, we're just dead, aren't we? 6 damage. 1. There's no way. Ugh. So bad. Yeah, we just have to hope to draw a burn spell. Burn spell or death? Ah! We're dead. We need one more life and we'd probably be okay. Yeah. Found the line. Yeah, we needed a burn spell there, and we goyf into another goyf for the win, but it was not to be. Alright, good games. Alright, here we go. That's not good enough. Okay. That card's good against us. Graveyard hit against our deck is quite strong. We want them to play a creature, so I think we just pass for now. Do we just play it out? I guess so. Let's suspend Riftbolt. Could have used one of those lands. Oh, jeez, they got life gain. That's a problem. Yeah. Yeah, the Glimmer Post is an issue. Glimmer Post and Scrabbling Claws are both issues. I think I just gotta start running these out. It is what it is. Let's see what they do. Whenever you cast this spell, exile target land or generate sacrifice land graveyard. Interesting. They are deciding things. Oh, they're doing something. They have a bajillion mana. Okay. Okay. Is there an instant in the graveyard? That's an instant, so let's just do Pyrogoyf and just try and win this way because we get double triggers. That does shrink it. Boom, boom. We can chain lightning. Alright, this is a really tough matchup, though. I think we bring this in and blow up the Scrabbling Claws, because that's a problem. Take out maybe Spellbomb. I don't know. Keep the Spellbomb. They got Graveyard Hate. That's really good against us. Maybe one Dreadhorde Arcanist out. Keep a Skewer. Let's try that. I guess so. He has some issues. Okay, now it's got more issues. They have like actual enchantment hate just in the deck. Okay, that's an issue. Interesting. Let's play out the Dreadhorde. Rumble. Okay. Fuck. That's a problem for us. Yeah. We don't even have an instant. Even if we had an instant to flashback, the stupid claws are gonna. Yeah, that card's just good against us. This deck is weak to graveyard hate. I mean, that is a problem. Okay. Um. Oh, they got the Silex on too. Actually, this was dumb. Well, I guess we can get them to blow up the Silex. That's something. Yeah. Okay. Oath of Druids. Sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, they got a lot of graveyard hate. I think they're very ready for this matchup. Don't know how we possibly win this. That might be a way to win it. I think maybe we just get the Pyrogoyf down first to stop the lands from killing us. Okay. Blow up the lookout. Well, they got something big coming. That's bad for us. All right. Oath. Suspend. Alright, Rift Bolt. Pass. I guess it matters because we could block the hearse. They can start shrinking the Pyrogoyf, which is annoying. Yeah, they have way too much graveyard hate for us, unfortunately. Let's cast that, targeting them. Yes. Them. Them. Oh, I should have Electrodominance. Let's blow that up. That's annoying. And swing for 3. Okay, let's see what they got. Do we block one? I think we do. They go up to 14. We swing for 8, 10. No, because we draw a bolt, then we can just win. I think we just take that. I think we kill one of these tokens so we can attack for more. Let's kill one of the untapped pest tokens. Done. We'll cast the Footfalls. go to our turn. Yes. So that's not enough to win, annoyingly. Either draw any burn spell. Hmm. I can block a rhino. Ooh, that's not what we want. So we attack with everybody. They have to block some of these, so. So definitely here. I think we do want the rhinos to die at this point. And they would have to block at least one of these. I think we are going to have to give them a creature, unfortunately. Guess chain lightning. Actually, they gain enough life. They might not have to block any. Yeah, so they exile rhinos. That's fine. Yeah, life gain's also an issue. I feel like I've screwed this game up. They're gaining so much life. That's not what we want either. What are they gonna do? This was gonna give them a thingy. This was dumb. Yeah. I'm not playing well here. Oh, that's our Pyrogoyf. I think we're just dead then. Yeah, that's gonna mill us out. Okay. Try again. Feel like we screwed that up. But that one card, that pest card, was really, really, really good against us. Don't think anything to do about that. That's just really good. Keep. Do. I really want to draw a rhino. Drawing a rhino would be pretty great. It's not a rhino, but I'll take it. With my luck, they're gonna have the stupid scrabbly crabbly claws thingy, though. Just so good against us. I don't like the scrabbly crabbly claws thing. I can find scrabbly crabbly claws. Yeah, that stupid card. That's so good against us. Yeah. Disruptor Flute. Pyrogoyf. Makes sense. Chain Lightning. Bolt. Remove Chain Lightning. Alright. Well, it doesn't get much closer than that. Ah, shit. Okay, fine. Yeah. The tides have turned. Oblivion Stone. Okay. Yeah, they're very ready for the graveyard hate here. That's just such a big issue for us. Mm-hmm. Yep. Maybe I should have used the Electrodominance, because then a Bolt would win it for us. Yeah, I think I should have used the Electrodominance and tried to play to the out of just drawing a Bolt. Okay. If they don't have any life gain, Bolt still wins because we can cast it for free with Electrodominance. If they don't have life gain, which is a big if. Are they going to destroy our Oath and make a bajillion tokens? Looks like it. Okay, that card's good against us too. They are well prepared for the matchup. So we have to draw a Bolt here. A 3 damage spell that costs 2 or less. So Bolt, Chain Lightning, that kind of thing. Bolt. That is not nothing. They got an O stone, so it's kind of nothing. Not a Bolt. Would have much preferred a Bolt. Done. Not a Bolt, unfortunately. Crashing Footfalls. So we can still draw a Bolt if they don't have life gain. Again, if they don't have life gain remains a big if. We can't draw Pyrogoyf because they got the flute out. Can I please have a burn spell? Oh, they get all the life now. No, we're just dead. Forgot about that part of that. This is just a pretty bad matchup, unfortunately. Just too much graveyard hate, life gain. That Pest Infestation card single-handedly killed us twice here. Ranger's Firebrand. A little late, friend. Okay. And we die. New games. Okay, so two extremely close games there. Now, they didn't break our way, and I did end up 0-2 dropping here from the tournament, but I think, if you watch the games, and hopefully you watched at least one of them, I think they were pretty good games. I think they were actually some of the better games I've played recently as far as like how close they were, how many chances each person had to win. Game three of both matches, we had chances just to draw cards for the win, at a couple instances, or oath into the right creature in the one case. And just didn't break our way. It was extremely close. But I think, the games also did show that there are some weaknesses in the deck. It wasn't just luck. For starters, we ran out of steam. And we also had some issues with life gain. That pest infestation card was brutal. Might have been some me just playing badly, because I don't actually think I bothered to read the card to understand that the creatures gain life. So part of that was just probably me playing badly. But that was tough. And then of course some of these things are issues because Oath of Druids is expensive, so we don't have a full sideboard. But I think the deck was extremely powerful, like Crashing Footfalls with Electrodominance and Dreadhorde Arcanist, which I have done before on the channel. I've got like a red-green aggro with Crashing Footfalls video that performed quite well. You can watch that. You go to like the playlist section of my channel. You can watch all the, check out all the value vintage videos on there. But within the playlist section, you can, go find the red-green one that has, these three cards in it. That worked out quite well in that video. I think it was still strong here. Pyrogoyf was very good. Oathing into Pyrogoyf was very strong. It didn't come up, but Tarmogoyf Nest I think is a solid card in this deck, especially with the Pyrogoyf synergies. So, you still get the trigger there, which is good. We also worked the Graveyard Hate. That's the other thing. I wasn't too worried about that at the beginning of the video, or beginning of the tournament, but I am now, because the Free Strider Lookout deck plays main deck Graveyard Hate, which was really tough for us. Not many decks do, to be fair, though, in the format. But most decks do play sideboard Graveyard Hate, and again, if we had Force Smash to Smithereens, that would be a bit better. So we are challenged on the price here. Oath of Druids is an extremely strong card still, but it does come with some weaknesses here. I don't think this is like a bad direction to take the deck. Assuming Oath doesn't continue to climb, in a month or so, I'll probably have a revisit of this in like a different form. So you got any ideas, let me know down below of how you would, try and change the deck. I think life gain, Graveyard Hate, and then persistent damage are some of the big issues. I do think I probably want some more manlands. I'm not sure whether good ones are out there, but another manland or two, like Raging Ravine, I think would be interesting. And there's just some cards that are just a bit weak, like just trying to just burn the opponent out without Oath of Druids just seemed really tough. Pyrogoyf not having evasion came up. Like oathing into Pyrogoyf is great, but just playing as a burn spell is fine, I guess. I think trying to play cards like Tarfire and Pyrite Spellbomb might have been a bit too cute. We do just need some like stronger damage, but these cycle, so it really isn't even that bad. I think I want to look for more ways of non-creature persistent damage. I think that would be good. I don't know if that's a thing. Like Roiling Vortex comes to mind, but I'm guessing that's not cheap. There's a Palantir of Orthanc kind of card where you take damage or draw cards, which is great here. You give the opponent the choice of drawing cards or taking damage. Both of those are good for us in this deck. If both of the choices are good for us, like that kind of a choice card can be decent. But that kind of thing, I think we need some sort of just to get over the finish line persistent damage. We got so close in a couple of games and lost goods. We just ran out of steam because we had to point removal at some creatures. I guess that's the other thing. I think moving the Volcanic Fallout's main deck probably is reasonable. I don't think that's an awful idea. But yeah, like, I don't think the deck is powerful enough to operate as as just a burn deck. We do need some additional ways of getting persistent damage here. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I will probably revisit this again because I did enjoy it, even though I went 0-2 quit in the tournament. I still enjoyed the games, even though I was a little bit frustrated there. But yeah. Anyway, again, if you got ideas, let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and throw a comment down below on any ideas, or just let me know what you think of the deck. All right. See you next time.